Alright guys, then it's ready to make a new batch of green tea kombucha. And what I first start with is 1.5 liter plain water there and 1.5 liter of cold water. And for this batch, for this vessel is about 4 or 5 liters, we need 4 bags. So basically what you need then is just to start boil up the water and at the same time add about 220 gram of just plain white sugar. This is not an organic sugar, however, it's just normal plain white farin sugar. Just add that in. So very simple whisk to mix it up. What I normally do, I boil up the water until it gets a boil, turn it off, add the tea bags for around 2 minutes time. Alright, that's our water boiling. They recommend that the water is not boiling when you add green tea. That can make the tea sour, they say, but I cannot confirm this theory. However, our 4 bags now going in, and we're gonna soak them for 2 minutes. 2 minutes should give us all the aroma we need for this green tea kombucha. I found out now, I don't remember how many times I've made this green one, but it's 2 minutes is more than sufficient time for this. We can actually leave it up to 5. We can actually do that today. We leave it for 5, and then we can get a little bit stronger taste. There is something everyone need to have in their mind when they're making kombucha, that the tea needs to have some amount of caffeine in it, as the SCOBY culture really likes caffeine, caffeinated teas. As you might know, black and green tea are both caffeinated teas, and will make a very good growing ground for a good kombucha. I found out that the green tea from Higher Living, which is organical, the green tea here, it makes for a really pleasant product, which you then have here. This is when I'm waiting for second fermentation. Yeah, that's the tea now. Tea bag's been in for about 5 minutes. I increased it from 2 to 3, so to 5, so we get a higher soaking time. Just to get them out, squeeze out as much as possible of the tea now. On bags, we want to keep as much as possible of these tastes. That has done its purpose in life. Now we need to add it to our fermentation vessel. And just pour it slowly over here. That's it. I know now from experience that I want the water level to be about there. And just to add plain cold tap water to it. Raise the level to about, there. What we now need to do, of course the vessel is pretty hot. We need to be certain that the mix is not warmer than 20. I recommend to be below 28 Celsius. I'm going to use this really sophisticated thermometer here. Just stick it in here. See what we have now. I do believe we are going to have to wait a while. Again, this batch I'm making now, this is just going to be, all this is going to be used as a starter. Next video I'm going to scale this up to a 12 liter fermentation vessel to be able to make a bigger volumes. Yeah, that's 39 that would kill the SCOBY quite instantly. So we'd have to wait. Need to come back when this has settled to around 28 to down to 20 Celsius. Yeah, now we are back at our fermentation vessel. It's now sitting at about 25 Celsius, and we are now ready to add the SCOBY culture and the starter fluid to our tea. That is quite simple. I'm going to use my first mother here, and I'm going to slide that in. And we're going to take one of the two that is sitting in here. I use two as it will go quite fast to start the process. Like that. And we will need a little something to help us to take the fluid over. And I think this little plastic vessel here will do the trick. Just to pour in. We need one more of that. It should do. Some of the yeast bacteria, so the yeast cultures, you see, this will help the process a lot. Take one more. Let them stay. The vessel got quite full now, but that's not a big issue. As you see now, one SCOBY baby has been left in that fluid now, and that's just going to sit there, and it will create this will still continue to grow and will become a really good starter for a small batch. So now what we need to check is that we have the correct pH level. Again, pH pocket meter. Turn it on, and you just need to give it a little stir, not much, but just a little bit. So we get everything up nicely, mixed up nicely. So what number are we getting today? Yeah, that is 4.14 actually. This is great. That's a very strong starter fluid, and this will be a good starting point. Well, take our machine out again. Then the last piece we need to do is put on a piece of cloth with a rubber band on it. And I have one thing I like to do to keep the bacteria out here. It's basically use a normal straight white vinegar, and we're gonna put a little spoon, not much, about that much, and just gonna spread that evenly a little bit on this few droplets. That will create a very sour environment in the top here, and we will not have any bacteria at all. Then it's just to make room for it here and lift it over. It's gonna sit now for about 6-7 days.